Hello, I'm Isabella.
And I'm Caitlin.
And this is Charger Current News. Let's go over to Jacob and Chase for the weather next week.
On Friday, it'll be rainy with a high of 58 and a low of 40. Saturday, it'll be clear skies with a high of 69 and a low of 50. Sunday, it'll be rainy with a high of 79 and a low of 56.
I'm hungry. Let's go see what's for lunch.
On Monday, we're having a hot dog on a bun with cayenne sauce. On Tuesday, we're having turkey and noodles with a warm baked roll.
On Wednesday, we'll be having stuffed cheese bread with romaine salad.
On Thursday, we're having a hamburger with oven-baked fries.
Friday is burrito bowl with chips and salsa.
That sounds like it'll be good.
Now let's go to sports.
Due to weather this week, all sports are pretty much canceled, so we're just going to show you Dot versus Mrs. Tayo.
What's up, bro? Hey. Hey, where to go? Yeah, come on. Today, we'll be playing teachers versus teachers. You have to take all the tissues out of a tissue box with only one hand at a time.
Yeah, no.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh no! You're gonna win by a lot! Stop! Don't stop believing. She's copying! She's figured it out! Yeah, I looked at you. Good job.
Stop the winner.
Hold on, replay the clip. We gotta see who won.
So, Mr. How do you feel winning the new Charger games?
It was a great pleasure beating Dop at that game. I enjoyed it and I feel great.
Was it very nerve-wracking to play?
Oh yes, very nerve-wracking. I mean, we just didn't know what those boxes of Kleenexes were going to throw at us.
Was one hand very challenging?
Yeah, because the box kept coming up off the table.
Okay. What do you guys do?
Thank you, Clayton and Dylan, for that.
Now it's time for Hot Takes with Devery and Heath.
What's one of your personal hot takes?
Pineapple's still good on pizza.
Baby Kia should not have been arrested. Free Vaughn.
Alright.
What's up, brother?
I've been a thug my whole life. Call of Duty. Better than any other video game, bro.
Overtime Megan is still a 10.
Back to the studio, brother.
Sounds interesting.
Hey, did you get to see the eclipse on Monday?
Yeah, I did. Did you?
No, I was busy.
With what?
Sleeping.
Okay, let's see the teacher feature with Sammy and Annika.
Why do you like math? I like teaching math because in math there is a clear answer. You're either right or you're wrong. Whereas in English, there's a whole bunch of gray area, and I don't do good gray area.
Why do you like agriculture?
I like to take agriculture because it is part of everything that you have to do with life. At some point, you're going to be eating food. Hopefully, you're wearing clothing. You're going to need some form of transportation to get where you're wanting to go, and all of that is stemmed in agriculture. I also grew up on a small hobby farm in southern Indiana, and I currently have a lot of animals, so it's a life passion.
Why do you teach middle schoolers of all grades?
Honestly? Okay, when I graduated Purdue, I did not want to deal with high schoolers because there was a huge age gap between me and them, and with my major being in agriculture education, I was honestly didn't know that I would know more than some of my students. Elementary school, not for me. They're too little. I like little kids, but they can stay at a distance. Middle schoolers generally still have somewhat of an interest in learning and still have some personalities. They haven't gotten too cool for school, but they also have it. You're literally losing half of your brain, so there is never a dull moment, ever.
Why do you have rats as class pets?
That's a good question. Well, I've always had class pets, so they're fun to have in class and entertaining. They actually do surprisingly help with like student motivation and behavior, because if the class is well behaved, then they can like go out in the ball or something. I previously always had hamsters. Hamsters are just not that nice, nor are they very smart, and they randomly like to join boy bands. So rats are much smarter and more energetic, and they're hardy, and they're cute.
Yeah, I've heard that hamsters die in horrific ways.
I cannot comment on that. I'm not sure.
Have you ever broken up a fight?
No.
What are your opinions on sliced bread?
My opinions on sliced bread. Oh man. Do you want the Cliff Notes version or like the full-on deal? The full-on deal. Well, sliced bread is the best of all things because bread is life and delicious. Although I'm not opposed to just eating a whole loaf of bread if it's not sliced. I prefer thick sliced for French toast. Absolutely. For a sandwich, I like kind of like medium sliced bread. So like I have a lot of the inside of the sandwich, but there's still some bread to go with it. If I'm having toast, I'm a sucker for like some thin sliced pumpernickel with some like raspberry jam on there. So overall, I would say that I really do like sliced bread.
I agree.
Have you ever had to teach a student who is difficult or violent?
I have had a student in the past who I had to teach. He was never violent in my classroom, but he had a history of being violent, but I did not see that. I encountered difficult students every day because unfortunately, although math is awesome, it's not everyone's favorite subject.
Why did you choose to become a teacher?
I chose to become a teacher because I like the idea of being able to come to work every day and form relationships with kids in the community and to try to teach them and educate them in the ways of hopefully life and not just, I know we have to teach standards, but hopefully I can make an impact and help students beyond the classroom. And in middle school, it's really fun because the brains are pruning and a lot of students still have their quirkiness and are still fully individuals, and it's really fun to interact with them and see who they are and like a deeper level outside of just a student.
Was teaching your first option?
Actually, teaching was my 5th major. So when I was in high school, I loved the idea of being a math teacher. That was originally what I said I wanted to do. And then there was a lot of naysayers that were like, don't go into education. Education is not a field to go into. And I listened to them. So my first, when I was graduated, I declared nursing to be my major. And I actually received a full ride to go to college for nursing and decided not to do nursing. And I went to IU for business school, quickly learned I am not cut out for the business world. I then switched to telecommunications because I did a lot of mass media things with my high school. And then I learned that it was more of a hobby than a career path. That is when I transferred to Purdue, Boiler Up. And my first major at Purdue was agriculture communications because it very closely linked to telecommunications. But I'm not very good with grammar in those Englishy things. So learned that wasn't really for me either. So I then switched to animal science because I've always had a passion for livestock. I grew up on a livestock farm. I currently have livestock. But at that time, I thought I wanted to be an extension educator, and that required a master's. And I didn't know if I would be able to survive organic chemistry. So therefore led me to agriculture education, which was my 5th and final major, and that is what I stuck with.
What is your favorite food?
Oh, that's a hard question. I'm a foodie. If I could pick just one food that I had to eat, what would it be? Ooh. Steak.
What's your favorite class period?
I don't have favorite class periods.
Okay, what's your least favorite class period?
I don't have a least favorite class period.
Okay, that was actually easy.
That sounds interesting.
See you next week on
Charger Current News. Thanks for tuning in. Spider-Man can help drag.
If I stole his stuff, I could be the bad guy. But he stole our stuff. I ain't no bad guy.
Getting our phones. We were having a self-question.
Look, that hurt.
Yeah, she was also interviewing me.
Let me see this.
Gosh, the rugs.
That's so cool.
That's boring.
What? Let me guess. I'm gonna find a math textbook in here, and you're gonna be like, the toilet.
You guys come and sit down.
No, we gotta have you shot running up.